Smoke's Poutinerie. Well, the idea for Smoke's Poutinerie probably started a good 8-9 years ago when I came up with the idea, but I had another company at the time. I used to own a branding and design company. I had that for 11 years right out of school. So obviously couldn't start a new business when I had another one going. But it was all about building on the traditional poutine, every traditional which everybody knows and everybody loves, and that's all everybody ever has. So it's what we add to it. But you don't know what being an entrepreneur is until you've had trouble or racking your brain how you're going to meet the next payroll. You know, how many hours can you put in a day without going nutty, and how long can you go without paying yourself a salary? Those are true entrepreneur questions. You're starting from scratch. You're starting, how am I going to finance this? How am I going to? It's hard work, common sense, and that's what I've always said about being an entrepreneur. It's not that I'm some sort of master business mind. It's nothing like that, man. You got a good idea, and you work your butt off, and you work hard. It's not just a matter of opening up a door and opening up. You have to have the plan in place, financing in place. You have to have strategy. You have to look ahead. So all that stuff you learn in school is useful. You need that. You can't just open and hope wing it and hope you have a success. And that's why 9 out of every 10 businesses will fail. It's building a brand, it's a concept, and it's a whole experience. That's what will keep bringing people back and differentiate me from the next person to knock off who's going to come and try to knock me off. We built a brand, and Smokes has built his own brand that takes some companies 20, 30 years to build. Lessons learned. It's definitely it's about hard work. That's probably the biggest one. That's what I always preach. So count that as lesson number 1. Work your tail off. Be ready to work your tail off. You're not just investing money in a bank and getting your 1.2% interest or whatever, or trying to invest in other people. You're doing it yourself. If you don't do it, no one's going to do it. So it's a bit hard work and dedication, and work your tail off, and don't expect dollars right away. So I'd say lesson number 2 is common sense. Like, it's not mastermind and running your own business. You got to understand the fundamentals, and you get that out of an entrepreneur class or any business class. You know, it's everything. You are doing everything. Your marketing, your operations, you're the finance guy, you're the HR person hiring everybody. You're the one putting the business plan together and getting all the financing. You know, you're doing everything. So, but see, as long as you have that base, then it's just common sense what to do in conjunction with that. And the third, I think, would just be surround yourself with the right people, right? You can't do it, in the end, you can't do everything yourself, and you have your weaknesses, and you got to be able to tell yourself that and admit you have weaknesses. And hard work, common sense, and surround yourself with the right people. Those would be the 3 lessons. Yeah, smoke is everything. He's everything to everyone. I mean, he's in us all, and it's something you want to be, but at the same time, maybe you don't want to be. He's a little stuck in the 80s too, right? Like, you see his face here. He's a bit of a recluse. He lives up north. He does exist, you know, but he is stuck in the 80s. You have to go over there. You have to, you know, to break the ice, you got to play his Atari, play little asteroids with him, you know, play a little Frogger with him, and then he gets warms up a little bit, and then you have to listen to some old 80s glam rock with him. As long as you're into his scene, he's a pretty nice guy, and that's where he's giving me all the ideas, and he was the mastermind behind everything. So without him, there would be no Smoke's Poutinerie. And all he asks is not a greedy guy, he's a giver. He's just a giving guy. All he asks is we put his face in the logo. I'm Ryan Smolkin, and I am an entrepreneur. So is Smoke. Smoke is an entrepreneur also.
Our final question is what sort of future expansion plans and goals do you have in mind for Smoke's Poutinerie?
Smoke's Poutinerie is going to be built into a global empire. We're going worldwide. Set the goal as in first year would be across the province, which we accomplished now. Next year I want to be national across the country, and third year we're going to be global. International. We're going to be the poutine empire of the world. That's simply it.
Great. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Great.
Thank you for having us today.
Thank you.